Hi, I'd like to introduce Jasmine and Marcus. Jasmine will be modeling for me today, and Marcus, her boyfriend here, will be helping me out with a couple small joke videos. Jasmine, how you feel about the little bit of modeling that you've been doing with me so far?
It's been good so far. I really like it.
Yeah, I know we did your birthday modeling photo shoot here where you're dressed up in the nice dress, and now you decided to do the anime schoolgirl. I really appreciate your choice of having something outrageous. I wish Lucas could have made it here to get the training videos, but he was unable to today. And we'll get going with the photo shoot here in a moment, and I hope my tips will help someone out. And I'm going to have an accompanying gag video, which is about as inappropriate as you're going to get without me getting perverted. So anyone who gets offended by the other video, please understand it is strictly a joke. And this video here, I'll try to be as serious and polite as possible. Thank you, and we'll see you in a moment when we start the tips for how to do photography with a model. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Marcus. As I was saying earlier, Lucas didn't show up, so I'm gonna get some type of video on how to photograph a model going here in a moment. I'd asked Jasmine to go outrageous to make it as hard on Lucas as possible. So I'm going to turn this sideways a little bit. I know that's got to be a little disorienting watching it turn like that, sorry. But we've got her dressed up as an anime schoolgirl. So I figured with him wanting to do the events and stuff like that for the girls coming of ages, then Jasmine could model as the little girl in her little princess outfit or something like that. She decided to go a little bit more outrageous than I thought, and I'm like, this is awesome, because it really messed with Lucas's head. So I'm going to do a few small clips explaining how to photograph a model, and I've got a joke video I'm doing as well called How to Train Your Model. That's the whole bit with the leash she's wearing. It was her idea, and what a good one it was. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay, I've got Jasmine right now. She's up on the bridge, and I'm down on the shore looking up at her. The eye-to-eye sight line, the line of sight, if I'm looking up with the camera towards her, it gives her a greater look of importance, whereas if I was looking down at her, it would give her a lesser look of importance. Just the little kid looking up at mom type of angle, that sort of thing. So when shooting photos of people, try to consider a downward or upward angle, so get yourself a low center of gravity and just look up when possible. Kneeling down is a very good option for that. Or like right now, while she's on the bridge. If I can get you to look this way a little bit more, Jasmine. Thank you. I'm going to take it still right now, or get this back in focus. And one more. And I'll post those stills in the video. I'll give a couple other tips for how to work with model and how to pose models in just a moment. Okay, when you're doing sitting shots, a lot of times it's better to have the legs crossed and an off angle. Like right now, Jasmine, if you could look a little bit that way, not quite straight at the camera, gives a slightly better sense of everything. Snap that photo real quick. I'm hoping this is coming out clear, because this monitor is hard for me to tell. I'm used to looking through the lens and seeing what's going on. But an important thing is make sure you don't cut off, like right here where I'm zooming in and I've cut off the 1 foot. It just kind of looks funny. So you want to make sure to have the whole body in view when doing this. Again, kneeling down is going to give me a better overall on this. Hopefully this comes through in the video nicely. And you want to make sure that when you pose your model, you communicate to her. Tell her how you want her to move or illustrate by showing her. The only time you grab a model to pose them is after you've asked permission first. So remember that. You're working with a model, you're working with a human being, and not everyone likes to be touched. Sometimes you want to use the natural environment, such as the way the rocks are around this creek, to pose the model. So what I had done was where she's sitting right now, I sat down the way she is and showed her how I wanted her to pose. This way she knew what I was after without having to have me explain it the hard way. It's a lot easier sometimes to just show a pose and then get out of the way and have the model reproduce what you've done. So I've taken a few stills of this first. I think it looks pretty nice. I've got the rocks, the creek, the green background. I think it's a pretty well composed photo, and she looks relatively comfortable. At this point, Jasmine, look towards the camera. Thank you. And I got lucky. She just kind of naturally tilted her head in the way I wanted it to go. It happens sometimes. I'm gonna take another still. And usually when you're working with a model, all you have to do is think of a way that looks comfortable. Not everything is going to work for everybody. You've always got to be able to get a good close-up, a good portrait. So it's slowly moving around your subject till you get what looks like the right shot. In this case, we're both actually sitting on the bench because I've got a super wide angle on, so I can get really, really too close. But normally I would be using a slightly longer angle lens. When using a wide angle lens, keep your subject centered and then crop your photo into good composition. This way, you're not going to get distortion from the lens when you get too close to the side angle or something like that. So you really, like I said, want to keep the eye level above you just a little bit so that she's kind of looking down on you, and then take your photo.
Please like, please subscribe, and please share this video.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus.